So, when you hear the phrase social anxiety, what's the first thing that actually comes to mind? For most people, it's just this image of someone who's terrified of parties, who can't order coffee without panicking, who basically avoids people altogether. But what if I told you that's actually wrong? Or at least it's only one tiny piece of the puzzle. Psychology actually tells us social anxiety isn't one single thing at all. There are 5 distinctly different types, and depending on which one you are, your anxiety shows up in completely different situations. Some people are fine in a crowd but fall apart one-on-one. Others are the opposite. So stick with me, because by the end of this, you might actually realize you've been misunderstanding your own anxiety your whole life. Alright, type 1, the performance anxious type. This is the type that's completely fine having a normal chat, but the second there's an audience, everything changes. It's not people in general that's the problem. It's being watched, judged, or evaluated while doing something. Have you ever had to present in a meeting and your voice just starts shaking out of nowhere? Or you're giving a toast at a wedding and your mind just goes completely blank? That's this type. They can absolutely hold a conversation. What terrifies them is performance, the feeling that every eye in the room is assessing them. But while the performance anxious type panics under an audience, our next type panics in something far more ordinary, a simple one-on-one conversation. Type 2, the interaction anxious type. This type struggles with the small everyday stuff. Ordering food, small talk with a colleague, texting someone back and rereading the message 12 times before sending it. It's not about being watched, it's about the fear of saying the wrong thing and being judged for it. You know that feeling of replaying a totally normal "Hiya, how are you?" exchange for the rest of the day, convinced you sounded weird? Yeah, that's the interaction anxious type. They can handle a stage. What they can't handle is silence in a conversation. But while this type worries about what they say, our next type worries about something they can't control at all, their own body. Type 3, the physically anxious type. This is the type where the anxiety shows up as actual physical symptoms before the brain even catches up. Racing heart, sweaty palms, that awful hot flush creeping up your neck the second you walk into a room full of people. Have you ever felt completely fine mentally, but your body's already sweating and shaking like it knows something you don't? That's this type. It's less about thoughts and more about the body hijacking the moment. And the frustrating part is, other people usually can't even see it. So you feel like you're the only one panicking in the room. But while this type battles their body, our next type battles something much quieter, their own inner monologue. Type 4, the anticipatory anxious type. This type doesn't even need the event to happen. The anxiety kicks in days, sometimes weeks before. It's lying awake at 2 a.m. worrying about a dinner that's still 3 days away. Sound familiar? You've said yes to something, and now every waking moment is spent rehearsing conversations that haven't happened yet, imagining every way it could go wrong. By the time the actual event arrives, they're already mentally exhausted from living it 100 times in their head. And finally, type 5, the avoidant type. This is the type most people picture when they think of social anxiety, but it's really the last stop, not the whole story. This type has learned over time that avoiding the situation altogether just feels safer than facing the anxiety. Canceling plans last minute. Making an excuse to skip the work social. Choosing the self-checkout every single time just to dodge small talk. It's not laziness, it's a coping mechanism that's become second nature. Human beings are complicated, though. You're rarely going to fit neatly into just one of these. You might be 80% interaction anxious, but turn into the avoidant type the second a big event's on the calendar. And that's completely normal. The most important thing to take from this is that there is nothing wrong with you, whichever type, or mix of types, you recognized yourself in. So, I'd genuinely love to know, which of these 5 hit closest to home? Are you a mix of 2 or 3? Drop your combination in the comments, I read every single one. And if this made you feel even a little bit more understood, do me a favor and hit like, subscribe for more. Stay curious, be kind to yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.